In this first quarter presentation, we will be featuring some of the historical artifacts and photographs included in the display cases at the Ohio State Highway Patrol Academy. In honor of Black History Month, we are honoring former patrolman Lewis D. Sharp and retired Lieutenant Colonel Gilbert H. Jones. On November 4, 1955, 26 officers of the 44th Academy class graduated. Among them was Lewis D. Sharp, who earned the distinction of being the first African American Ohio State Highway Patrolman. Upon graduation, Patrolman Sharp was escorted to the Ohio State House for official congratulatory remarks made by Governor Frank J. Lausch. Patrolman Sharp served 9 months at the Findlay Post before resigning on July 27, 1956. Lieutenant Colonel Gilbert H. Jones joined the Highway Patrol in November 1965 as a member of the 69th Academy class. Lieutenant Colonel Jones has the distinction of being the first African American to be promoted to sergeant, lieutenant, staff lieutenant, captain, major, and lieutenant colonel in the Highway Patrol. When he was promoted to lieutenant colonel in 1994, he became one of only 2 African Americans in the nation promoted to second in command of a state police or state patrol organization. Both former patrol officers were inducted into the Ohio Civil Rights Hall of Fame. In 2011, Lewis Sharp was inducted into the Ohio Civil Rights Hall of Fame. In 2016, former Patrolman Sharp was recognized at the Academy for his outstanding service to the citizens of Ohio. The president of the National Black State Troopers Coalition provided a resolution with gratitude and admiration and 2 challenge coins to Mr. Sharp, recognizing his immeasurable hours of preparation, personal sacrifice, incomparable strength, and extraordinary valor. In 2017, retired Lieutenant Colonel Gilbert Jones was inducted into the Ohio Civil Rights Hall of Fame. In honor of Women's History Month, we are honoring retired Major Lisa J. Taylor. Lisa Taylor began her career with the patrol in February 1983 as a cadet dispatcher at the West Jefferson Post and trained with the 114th Academy class in April 1985. After earning her commission in September 1985, she served 7 years at Bucyrus and was named Post Trooper of the Year in 1990. Major Taylor was the second female trooper assigned to the Bucyrus Post. While at Bucyrus, Trooper Taylor also earned a Saved by the Belt award. In September 1992, Major Taylor was promoted to sergeant and served as an assistant post commander at the Norwalk Post. She completed studies at the Northwestern University Traffic Institute in May 1994 and transferred to the Marion Post in January 1996. She was promoted to lieutenant in August 1996 and served as commander of the Norwalk and Mount Gilead posts. In April 1998, female officers represented just 8% of the total number of officers in the Ohio State Highway Patrol, 113 out of 1,341. Since Taylor's promotion, 5 women moved up to the rank of lieutenant in 2 years. Taylor was promoted to staff lieutenant in October 1998 and served as assistant commander of the 10-county Jackson District. She then served as commander of the Jackson District when she was promoted to captain by Colonel Kenneth Morkel in July 2000. On August 20, 2004, she was promoted to major by Colonel Paul McClellan and assumed command of the Office of Finance and Logistics Services. In that position, she and her staff oversaw the finance, fleet, facility, and procurement needs for the entire division. She also served on the patrol's 11-member senior staff, assisting with the development of policy, as well as leading, guiding, and directing the overall operations of the organization. Major Taylor was the first woman to achieve the command ranks of lieutenant, staff lieutenant, captain, and major. She remained the highest-ranking female officer to serve with the Ohio State Highway Patrol for another 9 years. On July 13, 2007, Major Taylor and Lieutenant Mary Pfeiffer were in a serious off-duty motorcycle crash near Wheeling, West Virginia. Major Taylor was hit head-on by an impaired driver and almost lost her left leg. Taylor entered disability retirement on April 27, 2008, after 25 years of service. Retired Major Taylor has been a partner in a traffic crash reconstruction consulting firm since 2009 and an instructor teaching law enforcement-related courses at Ohio University since September 2008. She published her biography, Was It Irony or Was It God?, in 2010. The History Unit has developed a Following in Their Footsteps display case to showcase 3 members of the Rucker family: Retired Major Richard N. Rucker, Trooper Eric M. Wilson, and Trooper Michael D. Rucker. Major Richard N. Rucker was a graduate of the 95th Academy class on June 23, 1972. His first assignment was the Marion Post. Major Rucker's next assignment was Akron. He was selected the Akron Post Trooper of the Year winner in 1975 and 1977. He won the District 3 Trooper of the Year in 1975. He received certificates of recognition in 1974, 1975, 1976, and 1977 for his work in auto larceny and DUI arrests. In 1978, Rucker was promoted to sergeant. On January 22, 1984, Rucker was promoted to lieutenant. He was the West Jefferson Post Commander from 1984 through 1986. He was given the Shadow Box for his promotion. In 1986, he received the Governor's Certificate of Special Recognition for serving on the Highway Patrol's first labor contract negotiating team. Later that year, he became Section Commander for Cleveland Operations. He remained there for over 3 years. Rucker was promoted to captain in January 1990 and became the District 8 Wilmington Commander. Rucker was promoted to Operations Major in March 1994. In 1997, he was Investigations Commander, and in 1998, he was LCS Commander. On December 5, 1998, Major Rucker retired from the Ohio State Highway Patrol after 26 years of service. He went to work as a State Deputy Inspector General on December 8, 1998. In July 2001, he went to the Division of EMS as Chief of Operations, and in 2003 became the EMS Director. Major Rucker retired from EMS in April 2011. He became an Ohio State Patrol Special Projects Coordinator in April 2011, then became a Contract Law Enforcement Liaison in 2013 to present. Major Rucker's son-in-law, Eric Wilson, graduated from the 150th Academy class on April 29, 2011. Major Rucker's son, Michael Rucker, began his patrol career in September 2011 as a member of the 151st Academy class. Due to more efficient scheduling of cadet time, training was trimmed from 30 weeks to 22 weeks. He earned his commission on February 24, 2012, and was assigned to the Wilmington Post. In 2013, he transferred to the West Jefferson Post. Since joining the patrol, Trooper Rucker has received 4 Criminal Patrol Awards. They were received in November 2013, December 2014, June 2015, and June 2017. On February 10, 2016, Trooper Rucker and Columbus Police Officer Amy Detweiler were honored for their heroic actions on October 25, 2015, when they rescued a driver from his burning truck. Trooper Rucker and K9 Max trained for 10 weeks to earn Police Service Dog certification by the Ohio Peace Officer Training Council. They were part of the 3rd class of canines that graduated from the Patrol's Academy on February 24, 2017. They first worked at District 8 Wilmington, and in November 2017, they transferred to District 6 Columbus. The Southern Police Institute was founded at the University of Louisville in 1951 and has been consistently ranked among the top law enforcement educational and training schools in the nation. The 12-week Administrative Officers course is designed to develop competent law enforcement managers who are capable of assuming positions of leadership in their agencies. Our first officer to attend was Sergeant Melvin G. Basilius. He attended the 21st term, which occurred in 1959. Retired Captain John W. Rohall was awarded an educational grant to attend Southern Police Institute in 1967. Retired Captain Rohall later served as president of the Southern Police Institute Alumni Association for the 1974-1975 term. He donated these two plaques to the patrol's history unit. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Sheldon Sennick graduated in November 1982 when he was commander of the Worcester Post. Retired Major Rucker graduated from the Southern Police Institute in May 1989. Staff Lieutenant Raines was the last officer to attend. The patrol stopped sending officers to SPI once we developed the Public Safety Leadership Academy with Ohio State. Officers are now sent to the Public Safety Leadership Academy or the FBI National Academy. The patrol researched and tested bulletproof vests for 9 months in 1976. This resulted in the purchase of 1,300 vests costing $63,575. This project, initiated by Colonel Frank Blackstone, was completed during the first months of Colonel Rice's tenure. The soft body armor was issued to field officers during the first week of July 1976. At that time, the decision whether or not to wear a bulletproof vest was left to each individual officer. When Trooper Carl D. Cardinal started with the Academy as part of the 114th Academy class, he was required to wear a division-issued protective vest all the time. 2 years later, his body armor would save his life. On September 22, 1987, around 9:00 p.m., Trooper Cardinal of the Hiram Post stopped a speeding vehicle for doing 71 in a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. The vehicle was a black Chevrolet Camaro with temporary registration from Pennsylvania and was occupied by 3 black males.
We stopped at approximately the 233.5-mile post just east of Gate 16, about a half mile east of the toll gate. Contacted the driver, advised him why he was stopped. Didn't have any complaints about it. Asked him for his driver's license and registration. He turned to the middle, the console, and pulled the driver's license out of there and handed it to me. The driver was all in black sweats. I asked for the registration, and he went to the glove box. I kind of angled my light in to check the glove box out. He handed me a Pennsylvania temporary registration. I then asked him to come on back to my car, and I stepped, while I was standing there, I noticed traffic coming. I stepped in between the Camaro and the patrol car to let traffic get by. Watched traffic go by. I heard the door open, driver's door. I looked in through the back window, and I could see the driver and the occupant from the back seat switching. And now the occupant's walking back towards the center of the cars. I walked up to him, met him about the rear corner of the Camaro, and asked him what he thought he was doing. Didn't say anything. It was real obvious. He's wearing a white jacket and kind of dress clothes, and the guy I talked to was in black sweats. So I told him to get back in the car, and I walked to the passenger side, opened the passenger door, and tell the kid that's in the back now, I said, I want to see my car. We get out, we walk side by side, just about the patrol car, and I separate. He gets in the passenger side, I get in the driver's side. Okay. I look at the driver's license, and then look at him, and it's not him. Not even close in resemblance.
This person then said his name was Anthony Dickerson and provided an address in Detroit, Michigan. He stated that he didn't have a driver's license.
I told him we're going to have to go and post a bond for this. No problem with that. He pulled a wad of money out of his sock. I thought, no problem, okay, he's got the cash for the bond, we'll go and post a bond. Go up, give his supposedly brother back his driver's license registration, explain to him what's going on, tell him to just follow me down to the PD, or you can wait at the gate and I'll bring Anthony back to you. As I'm walking back to my car, I notice him, he's got his face just about plastered against the passenger windshield and watching every move I make. It's as if he's looking right through me. And just the driver switch, the shakiness, just set me uneasy. And I hand waved him out of the car, and I met him at the passenger front corner. I told him, grabbed the front hood, started to pat him down, didn't have any weapons on him. Go to reach for his right hand and undo my cuff case at the same time.
Okay.
As soon as I'd say the instant he heard the cuff case unsnap, he spun on me and started to drive me back, kind of chest to chest. His arms were underneath both of mine, just kind of driving me back chest to chest, hollering for this Eddie, just Eddie, Eddie. I clamped down on his arms, and I picked him up and I threw him on the hood of the patrol car. Seemed to settle down a little bit. I went to reach for his hand again. This time he spun, buried his head right about in my gut, grabbed my gun belt, and I could feel him working his way towards the revolver with one hand, and just kind of sliding along the gun belt, driving me back and kind of just yanking on me and tugging me with the gun belt. We're struggling on the berm again. He's still got his head buried, and I could see the guardrail behind us, behind him. And I thought, get him straightened up, push him over the guardrail. He'll let go to catch himself, and just go down and handcuff him down there.
Okay.
Managed to get my thumb in, I believe in his throat, straightened him up, shoved his chest, shoved him good,
Okay.
and he started to fall back, never let go.
Okay, now he's falling backwards over the guardrail.
Over the guardrail.
And you're trying to push him away from you.
Right, pulled me right with him, right over.
Where did you end up landing?
We went down into a stream that's about 2 feet wide and maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep. There's a slight embankment there, maybe 5-foot angle
So you're
drop
going down over an embankment
down a small hill and into the stream.
into this water.
Right.
Okay. How did you land?
Unfortunately, I got the worst of the deal. I landed on the bottom, belly down in the water.
Dickerson kept pushing Cardinal's head under the water. In an attempt to free himself, Trooper Cardinal had to take his hands off his weapon, which was still in his holster. As Trooper Cardinal pushed himself up out of the water, Dickerson was able to remove the weapon from the holster. Cardinal, now on his knees, turned toward Dickerson, who was approximately 1 foot away and pointing the gun at him.
I went right for his hands, caught the barrel, and pushed it down towards the ground. And first 4 went off. They went off real slow. You could count each one going off. As they went off, I could hear gravel, tires spinning up on the berm. And I kind of took a quick glance over, and I could see the Camaro leaving. So I really wasn't worried about anybody getting out of the car. We're struggling a little bit more on my knees. I'm pretty sure he was just starting to get up, and I heard the last 2 go off. Nice and bang, bang, nice and slow that you could hear them. On the last one, I felt a burn.
Okay.
Thought, Jesus, you've been shot.
When the weapon discharged, the last 2 rounds went off, and you were struck with one of them, where were you hit at?
I was hit in the left lower portion of my back.
Okay.
The lower corner of the vest is what I'm told. I was hit twice in the vest, from what I was told. And the
Okay,
vest
so
stopped
you had
both.
your vest on during the confrontation.
Right, all the time. I recommend everybody wear their vest. Saw him starting to go over the guardrail. Got up to my feet, started up over the guardrail after him, or up the grass hill. Got to about the guardrail, and the patrol car left. He took all red lights going, interior light on, takedown light on, spotlight on, just drove it away.
Okay.
Came up over the guardrail, looked to see if traffic was coming, and I could see something, a few vehicles coming at me about a mile away. Looked towards the gate, get my bearings. I thought, get to the gate and get a call in. Use the phone, call everything in,
Okay.
get a call in from there. So I started to run towards the gate. I ran down the berm. I'm just getting ready to angle to run down the entrance ramp to the eastbound lanes, and I hear the truck coming up behind me. Plant myself right on the center line, flag him down. He slows down, and I jump on his fuel tank and grab the mirror. And in so many words, I told him to get me to the gate. I'm a trooper, I've been shot. As we're coming down the ramp, I could see my patrol car was in the ditch.
Okay.
Jumped off the truck, started to run, kind of looking around to see if he was in the area.
Okay.
Tapped the shotgun punch, make sure that was still in there. Called everything in from there.
You get on the radio and you're calling assistance in.
Right, wait for assistance to get in. I pulled off my jacket, took my shirt off, pulled my vest off, lifted my T-shirt up, and the one driver standing there said, "I know I've been shot. How many times?" He said, "You just got one pretty good size hole, and I can't tell if 2 bullets went in side by side." Hit the trunk release. I said, "First aid kit there. I want the first aid kit and some of the big napkins that we carry." Packed it with gauze and put it underneath my shirt and just leaned up against the patrol car to keep pressure on it.
Okay. Now you've got assistance coming. You've got other officers from other departments. The patrol officers are coming to give you assistance. They get you to a medical center and they get you treated. Your assailant, eventually, where was he found?
He was found in Canfield on a farmhouse. They got called that somebody was in a garage. So they went back and they found underneath the car, and he had tried to steal the car.
He was arrested without incident. Trooper Cardinal's service weapon, a .357 Smith & Wesson Model 686 revolver, was never located. This was the first time in the history of the patrol and point-blank body armor that body armor was submerged in water and continued to work. The patrol made a training video of the incident, called the Cardinal Incident. Trooper Carl D. Cardinal retired from Warren District Headquarters on October 8, 2010, after 25 years of service. In 1977, teams of 1 trooper and 2 Department of Transportation load limit inspectors were formed to enforce the weight, size, and mechanical defect statutes on commercial vehicles. 1 team was located at each of the division's districts, except the Ohio Turnpike. The 9 teams had sufficient portable scales to weigh all types of commercial vehicles using the highways. In particular, these teams weigh commercial vehicles on those highways that bypass the permanent scales. These teams also inspect commercial vehicles for equipment and other safety defects and report them to the Ohio Public Utilities Commission. On July 7, 1985, 89 load limit inspectors who worked at the platform scale locations around the state were transferred to the Ohio State Highway Patrol from the Ohio Department of Transportation. They had been with ODOT since 1974. All scale operations, equipment, and facilities are now under the patrol's management. On November 23, 1987, at approximately 1:05 p.m., a traffic accident involving Massillon District Portable Scale Team members took the lives of 2 load limit inspectors and critically injured a trooper. The 3 members of the scale team were Load Limit Inspector Ralph Morrow, Load Limit Inspector Paul Everhart, and retired Trooper Richard Delagrange. During the 1993 annual awards, there were 2 new awards inaugurated at the luncheon. One of them was the Highway Patrol Employee Recognition Award. It was created to honor outstanding civilian employees of the patrol. Those eligible for this award include driver examiners, motor vehicle and load limit inspectors, and civilian specialists. At the 1994 annual awards ceremony, E. Fay Gorel was the first load limit inspector to be nominated and win in the Findlay District. In November 1996, the scale teams from Findlay and Piqua districts were given the responsibility of weighing the Monster on the Highway, an oversized load weighing 421 tons. The load traveled from the Toledo waterfront to a steel complex in Delta 30 miles away. The short trip took 3 days, traveling at 1 to 3 miles an hour. On July 12, 1995, Governor George Voinovich signed Senate Bill 162 into law. The law transferred motor carrier inspectors, food stamp trafficking investigative unit, and liquor control enforcement agents to the Ohio Department of Public Safety. These employees officially moved to public safety on October 29, 1995. The motor carrier inspector job title was changed to Motor Carrier Enforcement Inspector. The Motor Carrier Enforcement Unit's primary function is to ensure the safe operation of commercial motor vehicles within the state of Ohio. Unlike the load limit inspectors who specialize in the weight of a commercial vehicle, the motor carrier enforcement inspectors deal with violations that involve the driver and the commercial equipment he or she is driving. This goal is achieved through education and enforcement of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations and PUCO safety rules. The unit is also responsible for enforcement of size and weight laws relating to commercial vehicles. The unit has 10 portable scale teams located throughout the state. A scale team consists of a load limit inspector trooper and 2 load limit inspectors. There are also 10 fixed scale facilities located throughout the state. All interstate scale facilities are equipped with pre-pass and DriveWise electronic clearance systems. Commercial motor vehicles equipped with one of these devices will receive an electronic in-cab signal informing the driver whether to pull into the scale or permit the driver to bypass the scale facility. The signal overrides the posted signs for all trucks, including hazardous material placarded vehicles. At the 2003 annual award ceremony, Motor Carrier Enforcement Inspector Gary Peace won the first ever Commercial Motor Vehicle Inspector of the Year award. This award is presented to the candidate chosen to represent the division at the North American Inspectors Championship. This award is given to Motor Carrier Enforcement Inspectors, Motor Carrier Enforcement Inspector Troopers, and Load Limit Inspector Troopers. We hope you've enjoyed this look back into the Highway Patrol's history. Stay tuned for another episode next quarter.